Hi there, welcome back to my channel to another Adobe Illustrator tutorial. In today's video, we'll be creating this very simple yet very beautiful 3D piano keyboard. I'll show you how to use 3D and materials tool to give some dimension to any shape you want and to achieve a cool 3D effect. I'll be giving you detailed explanation on each tool I use so you can just follow along to achieve the same results. And before we begin, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so and give this video a big thumbs up. So let's get started. First of all, we need to create a new document. I'll set width to 4032 pixels and height to 1080 pixels. You'd want to set color mode to RGB and resolution to 72 ppi. Now click Create. This will bring you to your new document. We're gonna start off by creating a flat keyboard. First, what we need to do is to create a black background, which will also be the divider between the white keys. Let me grab the rectangle tool by pressing M on the keyboard. Now click anywhere on the canvas. This will bring up the rectangle dialog box. Here you want to set width to 4032 pixels and height to 1080 pixels. Now click OK. Make sure that you paint that shape black. Now we need to align it to the canvas, and to do so we need to select the background shape we've just created. And now go to the Align panel and center the shape vertically and horizontally. Next, we'll create white keys. Once again, press M to bring up the rectangle dialog box. We want the rectangle to be 182 pixels by 1080 pixels and give the fill like gray color. Next, let's make the button corners a bit more rounded. Select both knots with the direct selection tool, which is A on your keyboard. And now pull up this circular tool and stop at about 20 pixels. Now we want to place this rectangle at the left side of our background. This will be our first white key. Let's press V to select the selection tool. Now grab the white rectangle and drag it to where you want to place it, and find where it snaps to the edges and then release. If it's not snapping for you, make sure that you have this functionality turned on. For that, you'd want to go to the upper menu, click View, scroll to the very bottom, and make sure that you have this Snap to Pixel option checked. Alright. Now we need to make a copy of this first key and move it to the very end of our keyboard. For that, we'll select the white rectangle with the selection tool, which is V on your keyboard. Then hold down Shift and Option. If you're on Windows, that would be Shift and Alt for you. And start dragging it to the right edge until it snaps and then release. Next, we'll create the keys in between the first and the last one. All in all, we want to have 21 white keys. For that, we'll use the Blend tool. First, what we need to do is to select both shapes using the selection tool. Hold down Shift and click on each of the shapes. Now, go up to the upper menu and click Object, Blend, Blend Options. Since we already have two shapes, we need to create only 19. Click OK. Then once again go to Object, Blend, and this time click Make. This will create the shapes and distribute them evenly. Now we want to expand this shape by going to Object and select Expand. Now that we've created the white keys, we'll move on to the black ones. The process is very similar. Click M on your keyboard to select the rectangle tool and create a rectangle 112 pixels by 744 pixels. Give it black color. This shape will serve as a divider between a white and a black key. Then we'll create one more rectangle 92 pixels by 734 pixels. Give it dark gray color by clicking twice on its fill. This will bring up the color picker. Here we want to set RGB values to 30 and click OK. Now place this dark gray rectangle on top of the black one. Select both of them and open the Align panel. Here you want to click Horizontal Align Center button and Vertical Align Top button. Perfect. Now with both shapes still selected, group them and place this black key on top of the white ones like this. Next, I'll make copies and distribute them in groups of 2 or 3. Press and hold Option key or Alt if you're on Windows. Start dragging it to the side and then press and hold Shift to ensure that it's moving only horizontally. Then you want to group them. Now that we're completely done with the flat illustration, we can move on to giving it some dimension. To do that, we'll use the 3D and Materials tool. Let's start with the white keys first. Select all of them. Then click the 3D and Materials panel. If you don't see it on the right side panel, you need to go to the upper menu, click Window, and select 3D and Materials. In the Object tab, select Inflate. And make sure that you have Render with Ray Tracing turned on. If your computer is too slow to render as we go, you can leave this option turned off for now and turn it back on when you are done setting up the values. Now, depth we would want to set to 10 and volume we'll leave at 100%. Then scroll to the very bottom and make sure that rotation is set to front. Next, we'll go to the Materials tab. In here, let's scroll to the very bottom and set roughness to 0.26 and metallic to 0.18. So it takes some time for my computer to render the 3D each time I change something. I'm gonna switch off the ray tracing for now. Then move on to the Lighting tab, and in here let's set intensity to 74%. Rotation we need to set to 99. Height would want to be at 69. Then softness will set to 10%. Scroll down a little bit and make sure you have ambient light checked. And now set intensity to 16%. If you still have ray tracing turned off, it's time to turn it on. Now I'll do the same for the black keys. The process is the same. I'm gonna speed up the video and you can just pause it if you need to and copy my settings. One final step is to expand all shapes, otherwise if you move the entire illustration you might run out of RAM. Go ahead and select all shapes, then go to Object and select Expand. So here's your 3D piano keyboard. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so and give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!